Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Talk podcast. So, I want to talk about something that I have been realizing more and more in our society amongst women. And yes, I might have talked about this in some of my previous episodes, but it's worth talking about it again. So, I am seeing a lot women being quite unhappy, and there are a lot of studies who have proven this to be the fact, right? That a lot of women nowadays, with all the options they have and all the opportunities they have and all the freedom that they're enjoying and being able to choose any work, do any job and be in any work industry that you want to be, choose to travel the world and, make your own money, be strong and independent, compete with men, just everything that is capable and able to us women nowadays seems not to be enough. And the question to me is, why is this? And on my Spotify channel, I dedicated an episode talking about fulfillment and happiness, that a lot of women think that materialistic things, making money, having a career, and all that stuff is going to give you fulfillment. And I was trying to differentiate between happiness and fulfillment. So, happiness is a feeling that comes and goes, and happiness is always attached to things, someone, something, a scenario, a situation, while fulfillment is within you, is peace, is to be content with who you are and what you have. And that fulfillment is surely not going to come from material things, because if you have something today, you're going to want to have more. If you have money today and you have a great job, your lifestyle is going to go higher, it's going to be better in some sense, but that's also going to cost you more, meaning you're always in the cycle of needing more, wanting more expensive and all that stuff. And there are studies who have shown that women years ago in the 50s and compared to the modern times and compared to now, these women were more happy, they were more fulfilled, they were less under stress and taking antidepressant medication, which is skyrocketing nowadays. The number of women who are having anxiety issues and who are having a crazy high stress level and who are under medications to kind of keep that in balance is a norm. And the answer to me is, what most women are missing nowadays is a family structure. The family structure, a husband, children, coming home to people who you love and who love you, being able to care for someone else is very, very important to us human beings, but especially to women. And over the years now, we have been denying that. We have been telling women that you don't need a family, you don't need children, you don't need a stable household. You can do it all on your own. And while a lot of women can do it on their own by, struggling and fussing and forcing themselves to keep going, because that is what you're going to have to face if you tend to want to do everything on your own. But it is very drowning, like it's going to get on your last nerve. And having a family is actually going to bring you peace. A family is going to bring balance into your life. If you look at the most successful people that we know and you look away from what they're doing in terms of their jobs and business, you always are going to see that these men, these women have families. They're married, they have children and they have extended family. And that is going to give you balance and peace and structure in life. And it's also going to keep you motivated because you then know why you're doing and who you're doing this for. I don't know if you all are familiar with Jordan Peterson. I'm very sure a lot of people know that name. And I follow him. I watch a lot of interviews and I read his book also. And I watched this one episode where he was talking about how women actually change over time when it comes to this question about, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to have a career, or am I actually seeking something else, which is family, which is, being a part of a household? And he said in the domain that he's working, right? Being a psychologist, which is everything that has to do with social stuff and, social workers, psychology, healthcare, all that type of that industry in general is a quite high is a domain that is quite highly is I'm sorry, it is a work environment that is highly dominated by women. So he has experienced it, having very competitive and confident and competent women working in these jobs and building a career and making things work, right? And there was one time when he and his team were supposed to go into a law firm and kind of get into a conversation with these people who are high skilled, and most of them were women in that law firm, and trying to see how they can help them to be even more competitive and more hardworking and more focused. And these women are, high achievers, very smart individuals. But he noticed that over the years, most of these women, they started questioning, why are they doing this, and to compare their life with the men who were in the same work feed, they just had different work ethic. These men had no issues working more than 40 hours a week, right? They would do their 50, 60, 70 hours a week and just keep going, kind of like never getting tired, while these women at some point even getting great offers, even being offered to kind of become partner in that law firm and just dedicate their whole life to that company. A lot of them didn't want to do it. In their early 20s, they were so focused on building a career, but getting older, towards end of their 20s, early 30s, they started realizing that, why am I doing this? There's something missing in my life. Is this really what I want to do? Just keep working and being highly competitive to these men who seem not to care about, being tired or questioning if this is what they want to do. Because one thing is that we are completely built differently. If you want to make it simple, men are interested in things and women are interested in people. Yes, there are going to be some people where you might find some men being more interested in in people, and the other way around, you might find some women being more interested in things. But in general, by and large, that is how we are built. And at some point, these women are having this intrinsic feeling of something is missing. They want to have a husband, they want to have children, they want to have a family, and these women would actually end the career to start focusing on getting that life that they actually would want to have. So a lot of the times we hear that, oh, it's the patriarchy keeping women down and it's the societal pressure that is keeping women down. No, I don't think it's none of that. I think the choices that women have made over the years were not always the best choices because they were told something that is not what they actually want. They've been told to become something and someone that they are not. They have followed the idea of you can be just as competitive as a man and you can ignore everything that you would want to have as a woman, which is family. You can completely ignore that and still find fulfillment, but that is not true. So I do think that more and more women are realizing this. The problem is that some women are realizing this when it's almost too late. So the message would be for women to kind of overthink their choices. I am not saying don't have a job. I am not saying don't be educated. I am not saying if you want to have a career, have a career. But what I am saying is that we should also be aware of the consequences and the possible outcome, because like it or not, you can be the richest woman on earth and you can have all the materialistic things that you've been craving, but that is not going to give you fulfillment. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.